What up, peeps? What up, peeps? Welcome back to the channel with your host that does the absolute most, Spiritual Intellectual 777 here once again. And in today's video, what we're going to talk about is how to stop self-sabotage. And yes, this is a follow-up video to why we sabotage ourselves. And I figured, hey, I might as well go ahead and make a follow-up video on teaching people how they can stop sabotaging themselves. Because quite frankly, we have that big problem as humanity, of sabotaging the opportunities that we get in our lives and sabotaging our own happiness, And basically, just to recap on what self-sabotage is basically any behavior, thought, emotion, or action that holds you back from getting what you want, right? You may know that you want to, let's say, lose 30 pounds. But, the specific action that you take every day that sabotages that from happening is you go ahead and you may go eat some chips or eat some candy or eat some fried food or whatever. Or, you may want to have a healthy, long-term lasting romantic relationship. But because it's not familiar to you and you're not used to getting that level of love, you start sabotaging it, and then thus the partner that was healthy for you starts to leave you, and you're sitting there scratching your head how the hell did that happen? And then you start kicking yourself and beating yourself up, which further lowers your vibration, and you don't want that. You want to essentially start figuring out why, you're behaving the way you're behaving so you can get to the nitty gritty once and for all. And you can do that by watching my video, Why We Sabotage Ourselves, and a link to that video will be in the description below. And, and basically, the reason why you sabotage yourself is that, your brain is protecting you from getting hurt by doing what it thinks is best for you, which is keeping you within the confines of your comfort zone. And no matter how hard you try to will yourself to achieve your goal, your subconscious will always find ways to stop you in your tracks every time, unless you correct the programming inside of your subconscious mind. And like I said, most people sabotage themselves and they have no idea why. So since this was a long-winded intro, let's just start the video right now. So the first point that I want to discuss with you guys today in how to stop self-sabotage is to identify the self-sabotaging behavior. And what this means is that you have to become aware of your daily habits, actions, and consequences that lie beneath your self-sabotaging behaviors, And like I said in the previous video about self-reflection, it's essential that you do this first step so that you can be aware that you're even doing it in the first place. Because like the saying goes, you cannot change what you are not aware of, right? And once you identify the behaviors, you have to identify the triggers that cause that behavior. So let's say, for instance, that you look around, right? And then you look around and you see something that triggers that self-sabotaging behavior. Let's go back to the idea of losing weight. I know I keep mentioning this point, but this is the point that I can think of right off the top of the dome. You say you want to lose 30 pounds, like I said during the intro of the video. And you start, let's say you have an addiction to pizza, right? As soon as you start looking at pizza, your mouth starts watering. You start, really getting tempted. You trying to fight that temptation to get that damn pizza. That pizza is not healthy for you. And that it's going to cause you to start packing on the weight again. But it's you can't help yourself, right? Because you haven't trained yourself to fight that urge to eat that pizza. So you go ahead, you get that slice of pizza, and you start eating it, then you get another slice, and you get another slice, and you get another slice. And next thing you know, the whole damn box is gone. Why? Because you couldn't control yourself. That was a trigger for you, and you didn't learn to let go of the trigger so that you can, go ahead and choose a healthier food item like a salad or, a piece of fruit or whatever. So, yeah, that's how that happens. And, once you identify the triggers, you have to make an effort to remove them to take back control of your thoughts, habits, and actions, right? So, if you've been through this scenario yourself where you tried to lose weight and then you started eating an unhealthy food item, you have to resist the temptation to beat yourself up. You just need to take note of that next time so that when you start experiencing that trigger again, you can be able to control it and say, you know what, I'm not going to eat that. I'm going to go ahead and eat some salad. I'm going to eat some fruit. I'm going to go eat some, quinoa. I just thought of quinoa because I like the taste of it. I've ate quinoa in my salads. I'm not saying that I'm the healthiest eater in the world. I'm far from it. I still eat a lot of junk food, and I got a lot of work to do in that area of, health and wellness and choosing healthier food items myself. But, generally, I like quinoa. Quinoa is, delicious to me. And, it's a process, guys. So don't beat yourself up. This sounds like you. Do not beat yourself up. Just see it for what it is. Just trigger. And then do what you can to learn from it. And do your best to make, the best decision that you can when it comes to your eating. As best you can. And lastly, you have to pinpoint the limiting beliefs that are associated with the self-sabotaging behaviors. And you do this by questioning the limiting beliefs in the first place. And some good questions for you to start asking yourself is, how did my beliefs trigger my self-sabotaging pattern? What is it that I believe about this particular situation? Does this belief serve me? Had this belief ever served me at all? And when you'll find that when you start questioning these limiting beliefs, you find that they're just limiting beliefs. And then it causes you to start conscientiously choosing better beliefs that are in alignment more with where you want to go in life instead of these limiting beliefs that, you've been attaching yourself to in the past, right? Because you recognize that, in the past, these limiting beliefs have sabotaged you from reaching wherever you wanted to go. And then you start now making the effort to reverse those limiting beliefs. And just know that this is just the first step in reversing these limiting beliefs. It's not the only step. It's just to get you started. It's kind of like when someone rolls up to you in a car, right? Your car is stuck in the middle of a road on a rainy day. And I'm saying that it's rainy because, I'm sitting in the car yet again and it's raining out here. But, let's say that you're in a scenario like that. And then, you got your hazard lights on and then you waving for people to help you. And then you finally find a person that's willing to help you. And then they roll up to your car and they ask, what's the problem? And then you tell them, my car's battery is dead or something. And so, this person comes in and helps you replace the battery, and then they help jumpstart your car with the jumper cables and whatnot. And then after that, you got to drive the car yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what asking the questions is like. It's just to help give you a boost in your car, but once the car starts running, you're responsible from driving yourself to your desired destination from there. And so, yeah. The second point that I want to cover in this video is self-reflection. And this is super duper critical in understanding why you get in your own way in the first place. And if you don't do self-reflection, then you're doomed to repeating the same patterns and mistakes over and over and over and over and over again because you haven't taken stock of the reason why, you've done those self-sabotaging behaviors in the first place. And you will find throughout self-reflection that there are certain people, places, and things that trigger the self-sabotaging behavior. And like I already spoke about it in the last point about triggers. And you'll gain a deeper insight as to what actions, thoughts, and habits lead to your success and what would lead to quote-unquote failure and how to adjust accordingly. And you'll realize that a lot of these limiting beliefs that you've had have come from your upbringing and programming, from your family and from your friends, right? And it's like you're going to find that, damn, like all of these beliefs that I have is like pretty much limiting. And it can often feel overwhelming for you when you identify those limiting beliefs and you realize that, yeah, I got a lot of work to do. But just try your best to enjoy the process. Just do your best. Don't try to rush the process. Don't try to skip the process. Because the process is where the magic happens. It's where all the growth is. It's where all the good stuff is. So don't be trying to rush. Don't try to rush to get to the reward to the point where you just completely feel restless in your mind. All right. And so the third point that I want to discuss with you guys in this video is to get away from people that hold you back. Because the fact of the matter is that most of the people that you've surrounded yourself with up to this point have like triggered you to have these self-sabotaging behaviors because they encourage that inside of you. Because they're not growth friends, they're maintenance friends. Or it could be your family members. And, you're afraid that if you become successful, your circle of friends and family will resent you and shun you from the group, right? And so it causes you to feel like, you have this sense of obligation to them. And it's one of the reasons why you sabotage your own success. And, you can encourage your friends and family to grow with you. But if they insist on holding you back and they've shown you that they don't want to grow and expand with you, then you're just going to have to simply leave them behind and get yourself around people who push you to be your best and encourage your growth and expansion. And when you're around those people who encourage your growth, you're less likely to sabotage yourself when you're around a healthy group of people, because there's little to no temptation to fall back into old patterns by being around them, because you ain't going to have time for it. You just going to only have time to just grow and expand your awareness, right? And so the fourth point that I want to discuss with you, the fourth and final point, is to take responsibility for your behavior. And one of the ways people sabotage themselves is by blaming external forces for their choices. Like they may be like, man, like I sold drugs because, I lived in the hood and that's all I saw. And there were really no good jobs. So really the only way to make good money was to go out here and trap. It's like, no, like that's not the case. It's like, you're not as limited as you believe yourself to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're going to have to be creative and look a little harder than the average person, but a solution is there nonetheless. So you saying all that shit is not really helping your case. Because we live in a day and age to where, we have more than enough options out here. We have more than enough options to go ahead and keep moving forward with our lives and to grow and expand and to reap abundance in our lives. But the fact of the matter is that we don't see it because we're going off of this like old way of thinking based off of our upbringing. And quite frankly, it's not other people's fault that you keep repeating the same behaviors over and over and over again, because you insist on not paying attention to your behaviors and why you commit those crimes over and over and over again, or whatever dysfunctional behavior you're just exhibiting. Because when you're an adult, you're able to change your programming. You're not this powerless little kid anymore. You can choose to go a different route. But the fact is that most people don't. They choose not to. They choose to keep going on with the same dysfunctional behavior like they have been in the past And then they wonder why they keep reaping all of this chaos and dysfunction in their lives continuously. And if you know that the people you're surrounding yourself with don't want to grow and expand and you're still with them, then you can't sit here and be mad for why you're not succeeding in life, because you're choosing to stay in that environment despite, being guided by the universe or God or whoever you believe in, that those people are not healthy for you at all. Like you've been shown more than once and you still are around them. Well, you can't get mad, It is what it is, but it's all seriousness. No one can control how you feel, what actions you take, or what your mindset is like. You have to make that conscious choice to rise above all of the chaos and dysfunction that's around you, and then get yourself out of that environment as soon as possible. And God in the universe is telling you that you are the builder of your life, and you can have whatever you want as long as you're willing to do the work and get in alignment with who you truly are, not with who you think you are. And last but not least, only by taking full responsibility will you change your life forever. So, all in all, you are responsible from what you create in your reality from here on out. And with that being said, I would like to thank you guys for going ahead and checking out this video for, this week. I hope that you guys are having, a great new year. I hope that you guys are keeping the same energy and, you continuously you're continuing to do what you love on a daily basis, and you continue to work on yourself. And if you love today's message and you're brand spanking new to this channel, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel by clicking the subscribe button and clicking that bell right next to it, so you get notified every single Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time that YouTube videos go up on this channel. And if you guys are a supporter of the 8 Mil Productions brand, make sure to go ahead and click the link to this in the description below to go ahead and cop you some merch right now. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and show your love and support for the brand. And if you have bought merch from me, I highly, highly, highly appreciate you. And I send my gratitude to you, my highest amount of gratitude. And make sure to go ahead and comment down below what your favorite part of the video was that really touched you the most. And make sure to go ahead and smash the hell out of that like button. And if you guys know some friends and family that need to hear this video, go ahead and share the link to this video with them so that they can go ahead and watch it, because the more people you share this to, the more people that I can help, and the more people that I can just help them raise their consciousness. And with that being said, peace in and out with the highest vibes, and I'll catch you guys next Friday.